Zheng started to see a Chinese herbalist who gave him strong medicine to help him sleep, and it worked. He began to have dreamless sleep. Shut away of his dreams, Zheng's father found other ways to haunt him. Zheng began to have strange thoughts. Once, Zheng found himself lingering at the dock. It was winter, and he had a sudden impulse to jump into the sea and swim. He was shocked to have such thoughts, and he tried to hold back the urge by staying away from the sea. A short time later, he led a voyage to Shanghai, and at the below decks, he heard the song of the whale. He listened carefully, and he thought he could understand the words. It seemed to be saying, "Co, co, bo, lo." Zheng plucked his ears with cotton. He thought he was going mad, just as his father had. And when he was back home on land, he began to have new dreams. Even the strong medicine couldn't stop it. He dreamt that he was on an island trekking, and rubies were falling down from the trees, and the soft wind whispered, "Zheng, Zheng." Zheng felt the presence of his father Liu Zhi, but he could see no one. And when he was exhausted, he laid down on the grass to rest. And suddenly the grass was growing all around him, covering him up. Zheng startled awake from his sleep, and his feet were itching. He threw back his blanket and found that grass was growing all around him, even from the sole of his feet. Terrified that his wife might see him, he ran to the bathroom and started shaving himself. "What on earth is happening to me?" he thought to himself. The answer was clear enough. He was going mad, just like his father. The next morning, when he woke up, he found the grass grew again from his feet, and this time long ropes of seaweed were growing from his armpits. He raced to the bathroom and tore off the seaweed. It was painful, and he shaved his feet a second time. And the next day, the same thing happened. Seaweed were growing from his armpits, grass were growing from his feet, and this time, sand were pouring out from his pores. He went to the bathroom and shaved himself again. When he was back in the room, the sand was still on the bed, and this time covering his wife's hair. And his wife woke up, trying to shake all the sand away. Then Zheng realized, if she can see it, he wasn't mad. It's real. So he went back to see the Chinese herbalist, and this time the herbalist gave him a foul-smelling medicine to apply all over his body. And when it didn't help, he went to see the surgeon, who suggested that he should amputate his feet and apply glue all over his skin. This was certainly unacceptable for Zheng, so Zheng went to see a monk who prayed for him. And when they were praying together, Zheng fell asleep in his prayers, and sand began to leak out all over his pores. The monk was angry that he messed up the whole temple and kicked him out. It seemed that there were no cure for Zheng. Every day, grass, seaweed, and sand were growing out of his body. He began to smell like the beach. And his wife began to sleep in another room to avoid him. Zheng began to fear that his business partners will come to hear about this strange disease and will not do business with him. In desperation, he even thought he should amputate his feet and apply the glue as the surgeon said. But just then, he remembered. His father said something to him before. Zheng tried to recall what his father had said exactly. It could be a secret code all these years. And he thought very hard, and he remembered his father said, "Come and find me. Don't let grass grow under your feet. And Zheng realized his father Liu Zhi did not go off to seek his fortune, but to seek a cure. And if Zheng ever wanted to be cured from this strange disease, he would have to fulfill his promise to his father. At dinner that evening, he broke a news to his family. He said, "I am going on a voyage to look for father."